Good morning, everyone. MMDA back on the road, and they just apprehended a member of the Janlago gang. First thing he said when they asked where his helmet is, Janlang, I'm just going there, Janlang ako. Anyway, aside from no helmet, it's driving in slippers. So if they put both violations on the ticket, that's 2,000 pesos. And if he hits the floor with his head, well, game over probably. And you'll see the towing crew coming in to take away these motorcycles. They're actually parked on the sidewalk under the footbridge. The reason why they're being towed away is because the drivers aren't here. If the drivers were here, it could just be a ticket. Whenever I see these solar studs in the road, what I do is I put my foot over it to block the panel and then see if it turns on, if it's still working, which you can see is 9,000 pesos each, or sometimes more. You want to make sure they still work. Not sure why there's so much garbage over here. Look at that. There are tricycles and jeepneys that pass through here, but unfortunately this rider carried his 2 children, no helmets. He has a helmet, the kids don't. The crazy thing is, the sticker on the back says Road Safety Marshal, but he's carrying an excess passenger and neither of the children have helmets. It's amazing how many riders go around without a helmet. It's like waving a red flag at the enforcers. Apprehend me. And then when they asked him for the license, he can't show one. So that's why the towing crew in blue are taking the bike away now. I just saw the enforcer flag down this gentleman driving in slippers, no license plate, and he's wearing a bicycle helmet. And the exhaust was so noisy that it's impossible not to notice him. The problem with that style of helmet is it won't offer you the right level of protection on a motorcycle. If you have an accident, your injuries could be much worse compared to if you were wearing a proper motorcycle helmet. They just flagged down this motorcycle. The guy on the back was struggling because he's carrying some kind of cabinet. You see that style of helmet? It's designed for bicycles, skateboard, that kind of thing, not for motorcycles. It's actually a 3,000 peso penalty. Right now the team are looking at this motorcycle parked in the bicycle lane and then the one on the sidewalk. There's a gentleman here calling for the owner. Hopefully he'll come out and show a license before he gets put on the tow truck.
Wala na sa 17. O ayaw nang i-rehistro ng LTO? Ayaw na naman. Huwag nyo nang gamitin kung di nakarehistro. Kayo ba yung operator?
Hindi po, nakikilabas ko siya.
Nakikilabas. 17.
So according to the enforcer and the driver, the last registration of this jeepney was 2017. Incredible, huh? It does actually have a plate on the back, but it's so dirty that you cannot read it. At least from this distance, it's pretty much unreadable. Maybe on the camera, yeah, you could read it, but with my eyes, nope. According to enforcers, what originally caught their attention was an illegal terminal in the bike lane. And then when they asked him for his license, allegedly he said he didn't have one. And then once they connected the tow truck, that's the time he said, I have a license, according to enforcers. But either way, the last registration that he showed them is from 2017, and allegedly he can't show any franchise papers. So it's still going to be towed away, even if he did eventually show a driver's license. You see it's hooked up to this one. You can read the side to know how much it costs. That's separate from the ticket itself. Also, the driver is wearing slippers, which is a dress code violation for PUV drivers. It's not really allowed and it's not considered safe. This rider was flagged down now. You might think it's for the lack of shoes, but actually he wasn't wearing a helmet. He only put it on after the enforcer flagged him down. And you might ask yourself, why do riders carry their helmet if they're not going to wear it? It's because a lot of enforcers, if they see you not wearing a helmet, but you have one, they'll say, oh, just put it on. And then the moment the rider gets around the corner, he takes it off again. It's true, there are some riders that only carry their helmet in case they get flagged down. There are a lot of vehicles parked here on CP Garcia, and they're all about to be issued tickets for illegal parking. And if the drivers don't come out in time, they could get towed away. In the distance, I can see the white van of the vegetable dealer. It's pretty much there every day obstructing the road. I can't even remember how many times he's been ticketed, so many times. But he's pretty quick now. Normally he runs out within 30 seconds and tries to move it before an enforcer can get to him. You see one of the gates over there to the university, and it looks like they converted this area into parking. Somebody, I don't know who, converted it to parking. Wonder what would happen if there's a fire. You can't use that gate anymore. There's no way all these drivers will come out in time to move their cars, aside from obstructing the pedestrian crossing, obviously. And I'm pretty sure this might be the same Jeep that's been towed on the road in the sidewalk on several different occasions. The driver came out now carrying the gear stick. My goodness. That's an interesting security feature, huh? And if we go back, you see one of those vehicles already being picked up by the tow truck. I think some of the others were able to leave with just a ticket because the drivers came out in time. They flagged down this rider now. What first caught their attention was all the noise of this canister banging against the side of his bike as he rode along. Aside from that, he's driving in slippers, which is a dress code violation on motorcycles. And this is an interesting style of parking here on Commonwealth, the sidewalk. Force is already writing out a ticket. There are still tow trucks, but it looks like the driver came out. So as long as she shows her license, that's all it will be, a ticket. There have been several occasions where the enforcers have issued tickets to vehicles parked on the sidewalk in front of this apartment building. And if you look at all these motorcycles, they're actually in line with those cars. And this is a topic that came up before. But like I said, one day the forces got here and just found that they'd extended it further. And I think they actually ticketed the motorcycles last time. The truth is, the sidewalks on Commonwealth are meant to be very, very wide because there's so many lanes of highway. But over the years, they gradually got taken bit by bit, and now they're very narrow in some parts of Commonwealth.